Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Kenobi's Facebook Live every Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I am your host, Dan Z. Thrilled to be here with each and every one of you talking some Star Wars. Hey, Craig is here too. Let's say hi to our fans, our friends, our Star Wars people. Craig, good to have you here, buddy. Eric, always a pleasure. Last week, Eric was wearing his Coffee with Kenobi t-shirt while he was doing the show. Mason is here. Hello, Mason. LJ, what's up, man? Ross is here working on a project, so he'll be a silent partner. Hey, man, just knowing that you're there is good enough for me, man. Tyler says, in honor of my boy tonight. Hello there. Now, I just realized I did something. Daniel, good to see you. Monday Star Wars time, that's right. Cameron, welcome. Merry, happy Martin Luther King Monday to you as well. A very important day for sure. Minta, this is the way it's CWK Day. Yes. Ross says, LJ has all my answers. Well, there you go. You guys are pretty like-minded. And Cato, good to see you here as well. I know, it had to come out. Craig says, seriously, no beard on the Obi-Wan show? Yeah, last night, I was just kind of walking around the house, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to shave. So now I'm a 12-year-old boy. That's at least how I look sometimes when I shave. So it goes back pretty quickly, as you might imagine. But it's great to be here with each and every one of you, of course, talking some Star Wars. We've got a fun show. We're going to do our top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. And then we're going to look at next week, and we're going to play some Star Wars trivia. So let's go ahead and start it off and see what is making news in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
Yeah, you know what? What's brewing the world this week is... let's welcome our friend Navin. Navin's first time viewer, new podcast subscriber. Hey, dude, welcome to the show. It is great to have you here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about some Star Wars. We're going to talk about our top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments, which seems appropriate considering, this is Coffee with Kenobi. Can you imagine, by the way, when the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series is out, how much fun we're going to have on this show? Wow. All right. So what's brewing the world of Star Wars this week? Honestly, what does anybody want to talk about? I know we got some new images of the Halcyon, the Star Wars cruiser, galactic cruiser. That is going to be the Star Wars hotel. We got some new images of what the interior is going to look like. Eric is also welcoming you, Navin. As you'll quickly learn if you haven't already, we've got a great community here at Coffee with Kenobi. And I'm wearing the CWK Cafe sweatshirt tonight because that is our exclusive Coffee with Kenobi Facebook group. All you have to do is ask, and we'll bring you on into the family. And we talk Star Wars. It's family-friendly. It's spoiler-free. It's drama-free. I'll get the logo up here so you can get the full effect of everything. But we have a great time. It's a very fun place to chat some Star Wars. Right now, Coffee with Kenobi's live is being broadcast into the CWK Cafe as well as on our Facebook page, naturally. So we're thrilled to have you here. We are thrilled to have you here. All right. So really, as Tyler says, you've taken your first step into a larger world. Indeed. You know what? There's really not a ton to talk about. People are still reading The High Republic. More and more of you are sending me messages talking about how much you like this novel. And if you didn't hear it last week on Coffee with Kenobi, I've got some huge news for you. We have this week on Coffee with Kenobi, Charles Soule joined me. I recorded it a couple of days ago. He's going to be on the podcast talking about the High Republic, creating this new era of Star Wars, the characters, what it means for the future of the franchise, and so much more. I can't wait to have you listen. So that'll be on Thursday this week. Also this week on Coffee with Kenobi, it was more really last week's show. We did a fun show. Jeff McGee returned, and we talked about our top 5 Kenner Star Wars action figures from the Empire Strikes Back line. Let's go ahead and pull that up so you can see. Yep, Jeff McGee returned from Marvin Dog Media, and those are the action figures we took a look at. We had a great time. Cameron says, started Light of the Jedi after last week's show, and now when I go to Walt Disney World in September, I think I'm going to get a projection and defense lightsaber. Oh, cool. Good for you. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to see the pictures from that. Daniel just finished the book. Daniel, I'm assuming you loved it. A lot of people are telling me it's their favorite Star Wars book, which is pretty great. Really, really great. All right. Very good. So let's go ahead and jump into our top 5 favorite Obi-Wan Kenobi moments, shall we? This is a daunting one. Mason and I had a heck of a time filling out these. Just wait to see next week's category. But first, let's go into the top 5 itself. So this week, again, top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. Naturally, this will be show number 383 because after tonight's live recording, I'm going to release the audio of this on our Coffee with Kenobi podcast feed. It's doing great. People seem to love listening to it. So if you're listening to the show, welcome. If you're here with us live, of course, it's great to have you here. And then naturally, you can get the replay of this on our Instagram page as well as on our YouTube channel. Okay, this week again, top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. I can just hear Aaron Harris out there talking like James Arnold Taylor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moments for me. Okay, number 5 for me. Hello there. Now, there are a lot of ways and times that Obi-Wan Kenobi says hello there, but for me, this is when he first sees Luke, takes off the hood. Hello there. Come here, my little friend. You know the part of A New Hope. But the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi is very regal. He's got that Merlin vibe, very King Arthur. And you just know that there's something that's important with this character. And it's a great moment. Even when you watch it in A New Hope a million times, you still get that energy from Sir Alec Guinness, who's just a great actor. A great actor. Number 5 for Minta, it's over Anakin. I have the high ground. Ooh, that is Minta's number 5. What are all of your top 5s? Minta, that's a good one. I think we're going to hear a lot about that epic battle from Revenge of the Sith. Mason's number 5 is when Obi-Wan Kenobi reveals the Jedi mind trick in Mos Eisley right before they go into the cantina. The Force can have a strong influence on the weak-minded. That was Mason's number 5. Cato's number 5. Cool as a cucumber, lights up that saber in the cantina to defend Luke and snap all business talking to Han. Good one, Cato. I was thinking about putting that one on there as well. There are going to be a lot of these that we're all going to be like, oh, I should have put that. Oh, I should have put that. They're really good. Mary's number 5. Hello there to Grievous. Very good. I think that might come up later as well. Number 5 for Tyler, another happy landing. His commentary while Anakin is trying to land the ship in Revenge of the Sith is great. He's really not done much to help the situation, but he's very entertaining. Yeah, he's quite entertaining in that whole sequence. And he manages to be very lighthearted in the midst of some pretty serious, heavy stuff, which I've always admired about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ben says, when he defeats Maul and Rebels, I love the humanity and wisdom he shows in that moment. I like that a lot, too. That's good. Cameron's number 5. Season 5, Episode 16 of the Clone Wars, holding Satine. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's harsh. That's probably one of the more painful Obi-Wan Kenobi moments, but it's very, very memorable. For sure. LJ's number 5, his first duel with Maul in the Phantom Menace. I can't believe I have it this low now. Interesting. Well, that just means the rest of your top 5 is going to be even more exciting. Let's see. Aaron says, you were the chosen one. A good choice. Another really dramatic choice. There's a lot of emotion and pathos with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we're bringing up a lot of the great ones for number 5 already. All right, very good. All right, I feel like we're missing a few people, but maybe not. If you have a number 5, this is your chance to weigh in. Otherwise, we're going to jump ahead into number 4. Speaking of that, I'm going to move on to my number 4. For me, number 4 is the Rako Orako Hardeen arc. There is, in Season 4 of the Clone Wars, I just showed the beginning of this to Mason today. There is a 4-episode arc where in order to figure out where General Grievous and Count Dooku are, the Jedi fake the death of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan Kenobi takes on the persona and the identity of Rako Hardeen through a lot of wizardry and technology and a lot of other medical tricks. But they don't let Anakin in on it. So they let Anakin think that his mentor is dead to help sell this subterfuge. And it's very, very powerful. And it's some great performing. James Arnold Taylor is Rako Hardeen and Obi-Wan Kenobi in this. And he's tremendous. It's Season 4, I believe, the first episode of that 4-episode arc is Deception, and then Friends and Enemies, I think. I don't know, but of course it's just in order, but be sure to check it out. It's really, really good stuff. All right. Let's see. Daniel's number 5, Kenobi and Satine's unspoken feelings and constant humorous banter. Yeah, I like that as well. Number 4 for Aminta, his relationship with Satine was beautiful and tragic, but never steered him off the path of the Jedi, which is definitely not something that Anakin can say. All right, number 4 for Tyler. Twin Sons duel. His final confrontation with Maul is perfection. You can tell he's been practicing this moment in his mind for years. I agree. Or at least just kind of the poise that has, and the ability to just kind of live in the moment that he has acquired through all of these challenging things in his life. Number 4. Mary, final scenes with Ahsoka at the end of the Clone Wars Season 7. Ooh, that's good too. That's really good. Number 4 for Ben, when he admits he would have left the Jedi Order for Satine. I'd forgotten about that. All this stuff with Satine is great. I wonder if we'll ever see anything referenced with that in the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. That would be fun. Alex is here. Alex Procasio. Alex, good to have you here, buddy. Alex is number 4 when he loses Satine. So heartbreaking. Definitely. 4 for LJ. Hello there, Revenge of the Sith edition. He really was a bold one. Clever as always, LJ. Kato's number 4. The style of his armor in the Clone Wars micro series. The hybrid of Jedi and Warrior and keeping the earth tone color. Oh, that's cool. What a good call that is. Number 4 for Mason is, let's see. Also, hello there. But it's when he introduced himself to Grievous and then the big fight with General Grievous. That whole sequence is Mason's number 4. And that's a great choice. All right, let's go into our number 3. Number 3, for me, is Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Not a specific section in Revenge of the Sith, but the choreography of that fight sequence between those two, between Hayden Christensen and, oh my gosh, and why can't I think of his name? Obi-Wan Kenobi. I keep thinking Liam Neeson. What's wrong with me? Ewan McGregor. Whew. I don't know why I had a brain hemorrhage there. Yeah, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen's fight choreography, where they're selling these moves. The leaping, the dueling, the martial arts that's in effect. It's brilliant. John Williams' score, electrifying, and of course the emotional weight and resonance of what we've been waiting to see since 1977 all the way to 2005 really hammers it home. Okay, let's see what else people have. Daniel, Kenobi's Crate Dragon roar in the first time Luke meets him. Excellent. That's Daniel's number 4. Number 3 for Cameron. These are not the droids you're looking for. Awesome. That's what Mason has for his mind trick for number 5, so that's great. Brian, good to have you, Brian. Brian says the mind trick in Mos Eisley, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Yes, very good. That's come up now 3 times. I love that. Benitez, number 3, Obi-Wan versus Maul from Phantom Menace to Rebels. It was an intense rivalry. Yeah, it never really cooled down at all, did it? Except at the very end, there was a little bit of peace between them, which was great to see, but it took a while to get to that point. Number 3, Kato, spring the trap, what he says when Anakin asks what they should do about the trap to rescue Palpatine. Yeah, again, it's got that wry sense of humor in the middle of great adversity. Number 3 for Mary, Obi-Wan in the Master and Apprentice book. No specific scene, but just watching him grow as a Jedi under Qui-Gon as a Padawan, always questioning. Yeah, he'll probably be a difficult student to have to a degree, but that makes it more ironic because he has Anakin later. So definitely some karma there. Number 3 for Alex in the Kenobi novel when he earns the trust of the Tusken Raiders. You know what, Alex, I'm glad you brought that up. That Kenobi novel is so good. There's some great twists in that thing that just really hit home. We got some more here. Good deal. Tyler Pompa, Obi-Wan versus Vader on the Death Star, iconic scene, a great timeless duel, and hints of a larger backstory we won't see for years. Yes, I'm glad that sequence came up. LJ's number 3, the death of Satine. Seeing him hold yet another person close to him as they pass was heartbreaking. He lost so much yet never went down the path to the dark side. That's right, and Maul certainly tried, but it did not work. And Ross, we're going to assume that's your number 3 also because you said LJ's answers are yours. So we're just going to pretend like you're still typing away. All right, hope you stay busy. We don't want to distract you. Ben's number 3, duel with Maul and Phantom Menace. He proves he doesn't always need the high ground to win. A very good point. Number 3 for Daniel on Tatooine when Obi-Wan tells Luke of the Force and his father. I love that scene as well. Number 3 for Mason is, let's see. Oh, Revenge of the Sith. The whole thing, just like I have with Anakin versus Obi-Wan, that epic battle between the two incredibly powerful Jedi Knights. All right. Number 2. We're getting so close to trivia and next week, but we still got the 2 powerhouses. Number 2 for me, twin sons. Some of you have mentioned this already. One of my favorite moments in Star Wars, certainly my favorite moment in Rebels, which is not easy to pick because that's such a great show. But ultimately, when Obi-Wan faces against Maul for the final time, the choreography of that very, very quick duel, the acting of the two leads, the way that Obi-Wan Kenobi changes his fighting stance from Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan to A New Hope, Obi-Wan, and it's just very smooth, very powerful. And then at the end, Maul and Obi-Wan have this kind of coming together, and they make peace with each other, and this long epic feud is over, and there's compassion there, and they're relating to each other, which we never thought we would see. It's very, very beautiful. It really is. Okay, let's see what other people have. Number 2 for Minta. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Definitely. I almost put that in my top 5 as well. Cameron 2A and 2B. Explaining the Force to Luke and explaining the lightsaber to Luke in A New Hope. Oh, cool. Very good. Let's see. Mary's Maul's duel and Twin Sons, the way he holds Maul until he dies. Yep, just like mine, number 2. There you go. Number 2 for Tyler, the battle on the bridge in Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 9 shows the brotherly bond between Anakin and him. The little banter they have before Anakin walks off is wonderful. Ooh, good choice. Good choice, Tyler. Number 2 for Kato, when he tells Yoda that he can't destroy Anakin and asks him not have to go and revenge the Sith. Yeah, that's, and like, again, the all of these things that we're pointing out, like the music and all these parts is so like, oof, really grabs you. Really, really good stuff. Okay. Let's see. By the way, shout out to my oldest, Peyton, for making the lighting in here even more crisp. He's done a great job. He's a master. So thank you. Thank you, Peyton. Love you, buddy. Thanks for making things look so good in here. Let's see. Brian's number 2. Obi-Wan's sarcastic side with Qui-Gon. You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short. Yes. Very good. Honorable mention, this will probably be Mason's honorable mention too, is when Anakin says in Attack of the Clones, I came to rescue you, Master. And Obi-Wan looks up and goes, good job. So there's more of that too. I made Obi-Wan sound Scottish there with my accent. Number 2 for Alex, another moment from Kenobi. When he arrives at the Oasis station in a sandcrawler, it was a funny moment in the book. It was. That was right when Coffee with Kenobi first got started. We had John Jackson Miller on the show. That was pretty fun. LJ's number 2, also the same as mine. The duel with Maul and Twin Sons, what a perfect samurai duel. Whitwer and Stanton knocked the acting out of the park when Kenobi held him as he passed, mirroring Qui-Gon and Sabine. Perfection. Oh, good call. Good catch on the mirroring thing. I hadn't thought about that. Number 2 for Daniel. A New Hope, the Vader and Obi-Wan saber duel. Unforgettable moment looking across the hangar bay. Seeing the battle against light and dark. Excellent choice. Number 2 for Ben. When he tells Anakin that he was his brother and that he loved him, the fact that he used the past tense specifically always hurt. Ooh, good catch on the pronouns there. Mason is enjoying my my accent. Mason's number 2 is the Reiko Hardeen arc as well, and I'm glad. Right before we were making these lists, I said, Mason, there's a really cool 4-episode arc of the Clone Wars that you got to check out. It may affect your top 5s for Obi-Wan. So there we go. And now that I think about it, remind me to remind you of something pretty soon as soon as we give our next week's topic. So let's get to our number 1 top 5 Obi-Wan Kenobi moment every week for Coffee with Kenobi. You can prepare for the show the next week and prepare your top 5 so you can be a part of the show, whether you're here live with us on Facebook, you listen to the podcast on our podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, or catch the replay on YouTube or Instagram. You are part of the show, which is really, really cool. Let's get to our number 1 and see what your number 1s are. My number 1 is the Force intro when Obi-Wan Kenobi, in his hut on Tatooine, says, the Force is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. And he talks about Darth Vader, how Luke's father died, doesn't really give all the information yet. But I love that scene so much. Every time I show it in class, I pause it and point out specific key moments of the mythology and the lore that are brought up, how it relates to King Arthur, the hero's journey, so much. It's just such a beautiful sequence. I used that very vividly when I was writing the Star Wars book for my section on the Force and so much other stuff. It's just so good. It's why it's my number 1. Mason's number 1 is when in the Phantom Menace, when Obi-Wan Kenobi finally defeats Darth Maul, so we think, and makes the big slice, and Darth Maul goes sliding down that reactor shaft. That was Mason's number one. It's a great duel. If we were doing top 5 lightsaber duels, that would probably be most. I think we did. Did we do a top 5 lightsaber duels? I think we probably did, but that was huge on there. Minta's number 1. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. Yep, definitely the most emotional part to me, even more than the Satine one, which is always emotional too. Tyler, Anakin versus Obi-Wan, my favorite battle of all time. Obi-Wan trying desperately not to hurt his brother, but knowing what he has to do is heartbreaking. It is indeed. Number 1 for camera, becoming one with the Force, just beautiful. Yes, from A New Hope. Mary, number 1, Satine's death. We saw how much he loved her and how much he gave up to be a Jedi. It seems like more than any character we've ever done, we're bringing up a lot of the emotional moments for Obi-Wan that are tragic. And I'm glad, because those tragic characters, we relate to them and empathize with them, and it helps us kind of cope with some of our emotions in various aspects of our lives, different phases of our lives too. I think that's good. I think that's a healthy way to ingest your fiction. So, bravo. Number 1 for Cato, that's no moon. He sees the enormity of the problem and realizes the Death Star is a terrifying weapon. Ooh, good choice. Alex is number 1 in Rebels, the Twin Sons episode. Such an amazing moment between Maul and Obi-Wan. It seems that the Twin Sons moment is becoming the most prevalent, along with Satine, and then, of course, the big duel in Revenge of the Sith. Brian's number 1, Duel of the Fates, the battle with Darth Maul and Naboo. He uses the Force to jump from the pit and force grab Qui-Gon's lightsaber and end the fight. Exactly like Mason's number 1. I really thought we'd see more of the Phantom Menace, but that's cool that everybody that is bringing it up. I mean, so many of these characters relate to us, or kind of we vibe with certain parts of them in so many different ways. Daniel has got an awesome Facebook profile picture. I'm sure everyone noticed. It looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi from Clone Wars. Says Revenge of the Sith, the high ground scene, emotional moment, knowing all the history the brothers have had together. Sad face indeed. LJ's number 1, Kenobi sacrificing himself on the Death Star in A New Hope. He warned Vader not to strike him down, and he became truly more powerful than Vader could ever imagine. Also, the fact that in his last moment to see the Skywalker twins reunited makes it even better. Yes. Well said, LJ. Ben, his sacrifice on the Death Star. I always wonder, would Luke have been able to destroy the Death Star if Obi-Wan didn't make that sacrifice? Would he guide Luke through the Force? When we never know. I don't know. That's a really good question. A really good question. Ross says, good work, LJ. That's funny. Well, Ross, you'll have to text me your top 5s or share it maybe in the CWK cafe when you're done with all of your busy work, because that would be cool to see what you think. And, everybody, later you can post your top 5s. The conversation doesn't have to stop because the show is stopped here. So be sure to, if you have those, let us know. Well, thank you, everybody, for sharing your top 5 favorite Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. What a great character. What could possibly top this week's top 5? Last week we had Darth Vader. This week we have Obi-Wan. What should next week's top 5 be? How about top 5 Yoda moments? Oh, man, when I told Mason this, he went, oh, no, because he knows as well as we all do. That's not going to be easy to pick because there are a lot of great Yoda moments. All right, LJ says, I think the fact that Kenobi's moments in The Phantom Menace aren't high on everyone's list is a testament to how great his character was used in the animated series. I agree with that. Alex says, amazing top 5s from everyone. Well, thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much. Marion says, LJ, absolutely. Everybody, we're cheering on our team. I love it. Alex is a fan of the Yoda moments. Minta says, so many Yoda moments. It's going to be fun. It is going to be great fun to come up with that. All right, speaking of great fun, we had our top 5s next week. Is going to be your top 5 for Yoda moments. But now it's time for Star Wars trivia. Ben wants to know, can we make a top 10? You know what? Actually, what we do on Pour Over, and if you're a member of the CWK Alliance, which means you are a member of our Coffee with Kenobi Patreon page, then we do our top 5s all the time. And sometimes we do top 10s or top 15s, and every week we do 5 from each one. So we might do that for a really big episode. Interesting. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. So let's jump in and do some Star Wars trivia, shall we? All right. So, Star Wars trivia. You know the rules. If it's your first time playing Star Wars trivia, welcome. But For Star Wars trivia, just go with your gut and go with your heart. Don't Google anything. Don't look anything up in your books, including the Star Wars book. # shameless plug. But just see how you do. I have faith in all of you. Kato wants to say about Obi-Wan sacrificing himself. Lucas added that after principal photography started, before Obi-Wan was at the Battle of Yavin, I've been reading the making of books and learned this detail. It's an interesting story about how he had to tell Alcinous, get him to agree with the choice. Yep, the making of books by J.W. Rensler are just extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. So be sure to check them out if you have not done so already. All right, let's start with some Star Wars trivia, shall we? Again, don't Google any answers. Just see what you got. Okay. Let me make sure this isn't one that I already asked you before. I don't think that it is. Well, let's do eeny, meeny, miny, mo here. Okay. I think this is a pretty easy one to start with. What do stormtroopers put on Chewbacca after he throws a fit in the carbon freezing chamber? You gotta be specific. What do stormtroopers put on Chewbacca after he throws a fit in the carbon freezing chamber? Throws a fit. I don't really like how that's worded, by the way, but I didn't write this question. So what do stormtroopers put on Chewbacca after he throws a fit in the carbon freezing chamber? Go ahead and add your answers right here in the comments section. Again, what do stormtroopers put on Chewbacca after he throws a fit in the carbon freeze chamber? Kato says binders. Tyler says binders. Mita says metal shackles. Eric says manacles. I love it. We've got 4 answers, 3 questions. Mary says cuff binders. Okay. LJ says manacles. Brian says binders. Alex says handcuffs. LOL. Minta says binders. Let's see. Navin says shackles. Daniel says binders. I think I said that. I've not. I apologize. Ben says binders. Mason says handcuffs. Well, there are actually 2 answers that the Trivial Pursuit card takes, and it says binders or handcuffs. So if you said binders or handcuffs, you are a winner. Nice job. All right. Are you ready for this one? Here's one from the prequel era. What payload do missiles deliver to the Jedi fighters over Coruscant? The question reads, what payload do missiles deliver to the Jedi fighters over Coruscant? So that's a tricky question. Eric says boo. Sorry, buddy. It's all right. I have faith in you for this one. So the question is, what payload do the missiles deliver to the Jedi fighters over Coruscant? I think what that means, I know what that means, but I want to see what people have. Let me go ahead and give a few answers, and then I'll give you a hint. Again, what payload do missiles deliver to the Jedi fighters over Coruscant? So in other words, when the missiles erupt, they're dropping something off, and it's not an explosive device. Okay, what comes out of the missiles? What do they deliver to the Jedi fighters over Coruscant? Buzz droids, says Brian. Eric, do you get the question now? Brian says buzz droids. Who the heck wrote that question? The Hasbro did. Kato says buzz droids. Tyler says buzz droids. Alex says droids. What he means to say is buzz droids. LJ says buzz droids. Minta says buzz droids. I had a math teacher who said the answer was always, yeah. Buzz droids 6. So there you go. Buzz droids. Mason, what do you think, dude? Do you think buzz droids as well? I think the way Drew Taylor. No, that's too smart for Drew Taylor, I think. Mason says droids. He means buzz droids, I'm sure. The answer is, in fact, buzz droids. Buzz droids, of course, come out and go all over the Jedi fighters, and it's very exciting. And then Anakin does his little maneuver and knocks them off, and it's good stuff. Okay. Let's do an easy one. No, that's way too easy. The question was, what ghostly trio is reunited on Endor? Really? What ghostly trio is reunited on Endor? What 3 Force ghosts or Force spirits say hello to Luke Skywalker at the end of Return of the Jedi is what that is asking. I'm giving you an easy one. What do you think? What do you think, everybody? Okay, excuse me, I need a little drink of water there. So again, what ghostly trio is reunited on Endor? Anakin, Yoda, Obi-Wan. That's Tyler's guess. It's a good guess, Tyler. Anybody else? What ghostly trio is reunited on Endor? Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda, says Mason. Anakin, Yoda, Obi-Wan, says Eric. Larry, Moe, and Curly. That's actually my favorite answer, Ben. So you win trivia for the rest of the year. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of people. Chelsea says Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin. Chelsea, welcome to the show. Daniel says Obi-Wan, Yoda, Anakin. Of course, everyone says yes. Anakin, Yoda, Obi-Wan for Navin. Mary says Anakin, depending on original or remastered. Which one? True. Eric also says Mo, Larry, and Curly. Another win. And Yoda, Anakin, Obi-Wan. Of course, it's Yoda, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. Those are the 3 Jedi that he knows. And it's great. Ooh. Here's a fun one. What species is made up of members of the closely related Otola and Ankura races? I wouldn't have known this. What species is made up of the members of the closely related Otola and Ankura races? Kato says, "Hey, we're the Jedi." Exactly. Kind of reminds me of Into the Spider-Verse a little bit. But anyway, what species is made up of the members of the closely related Otola and Ankura races? This is a very hard one. LJ, you got this one? You thought that last question was tough. This one is. Or is it just the lack of a beard? Is that throwing everybody? Is that what's making everyone so stumped? Is that the problem? No, it's, again, what species is made up of members of the closely related Otola and Ankura races? I'll give you a hint. It's a new species we were introduced to in Phantom Menace. LJ says Tusken Raiders. Brian says Weesaby Gungans. I liked how you answered that, Brian. That was funny. Tyler says Nikto. Tyler, what's the name of your dog on your Facebook profile picture? What's the name of your pup? Ben says Huts. Anybody else? I'll give you a few more moments. Eric says Nemodian. Calamari. Alex says I'm stumped. Mason says Gungans. Anybody else? So far, everybody had a different answer, although 2 answers for Gungans. The answer, Minta's not sure either. Mason and, let's see, where is it? And Brian got it right. It's Gungans. Gungans are a mix of the Otola and Ankura races. I had no idea. Interesting. All right, here's another one. Who informs Qui-Gon Jinn that Queen Amidala is curious about Tatooine? Well, Tyler says that is his dog Josie. Josie passed away in October at 16. Hasn't changed his picture because she was the best. And you know what? You shouldn't. That's great. Rest in peace to Josie. She looked like an adorable little pup. Dogs are very special. We totally get that, man. So, who informs Qui-Gon Jinn that Queen Amidala is curious about Tatooine? Navin says Captain Panaka. Eric says Captain Panaka. LJ says Panaka. Mason says Panaka. Captain Panaka, in fact. Anybody else? Anybody else have any guesses? Jamie says Padme. Eric says Moff Panaka. Really? That's funny. Moff Panaka. Sounds like my dog Zoe is weighing in too. Murray says Panaka. Ben says Panaka. Daniel says C-3PO. Brian says Panaka or Pancake. Chelsea says Padme. Padme's an interesting guess because at this point, Amidala and Padme were separate people as far as that's what they led us to believe because it was part of the disguise. But the answer is Captain Panaka, actually. So if you got that, you are doing really well. All right. We'll just do a couple more. Meet Dad Panaka. And LJ says, was that from the Princess of Alderaan book? No, it's actually in Phantom Menace itself, to be honest. In fact, these questions came out right after The Force Awakens, if that helps you kind of contextualize things, LJ. Okay. Ooh. What is the first object that Luke Skywalker removes telekinetically using the Force? What is the first object that Luke Skywalker removes telekinetically using the Force? Telekinesis, of course, is the ability to move objects with your mind. So what is the first object that Luke Skywalker removes telekinetically using the Force? Eric says Moff Panaka is from Princess of Alderaan. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I love Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. It's a great book. Kato says his lightsaber. Mason says boxes. Tyler says his lightsaber. Alex says his lightsaber. Eric says his lightsaber on Hoth. LJ says his lightsaber in the cave. Navin says the torpedo he shot in the Death Star. Well, that's an interesting theory. Cameron says rocks. Jamie says his lightsaber on Hoth. I really like the idea of him using the Force to move the shot, but I don't think he uses the Force in that. I don't know. Mason says his lightsaber. The answer is, and I'll tell you the location, it is in the Wampa Ice Cave, but it is his lightsaber, as Ben says as well. Dana says he stacks crates on Dago. He does, but even before that, he moves that lightsaber out of the ice into his hand. You know, the Wampa suddenly becomes named Lefty, and off we go to the races. Yes. All right. Let's do one more. Okay. Ooh. This is going to be a tough one. I think this is a perfect one to end on. Are we ready, everybody? All right. How are we doing so far in the trivia? It seems like everybody's doing really, really well. It's fun to have you all participating naturally. It makes it so much better. All right. Here we go. Who is the first Jedi to mention the name Sidious? Who is the first Jedi to mention the name Sidious? I really have to think about this. I really have to think about this one. Awesome. Well, while you're thinking about stuff, again, anytime you want to see what's going on in the world of Star Wars, want to be more involved in the conversation in the community, go to www.coffeewithkenobi.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all over the place. Naturally, you can listen to Coffee with Kenobi every week. Again, this week we got top 5 Kenner Star Wars action figures. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on, but it's mostly fun because of each and every one of you. So the question is, who is the first Jedi to mention the name Sidious? Kato says Dooku. Mason says Yoda or Mace Windu. Eric says Yoda. LJ says Yoda if you don't count Dooku. Tyler says Yoda. Mary says Yoda or Dooku. Mason says it could also be Dooku. If you consider Dooku a Jedi, hint, if not Obi-Wan. Daniel says Windu. Alex says Dooku. Don't worry about the spelling. Minta says Dooku. All right, again, the question is, who's the first Jedi to mention the name Sidious? We got a lot of calls for Dooku, some for Yoda. Let's see, Mace Windu. And Ben wants to know, does Dooku count? The answer is not George Lucas, as Eric says. The answer is, and I'll give you a hint, it was the category for the top 5 tonight. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I stumped all of you. Well, I didn't stump you. I wouldn't have guessed Obi-Wan either. I probably would have said Yoda or Mace Windu as well. So, hey, nobody got that one. That is okay. See, it's good to know we can still be challenged with all of you and your vast knowledge and wisdom of Star Wars, and we couldn't get that one. And that's okay. They'll just make us do all the better the next time. Great job, everyone. I love it. Let's go ahead and jump into Ask Dan Z. time for some Ask Danzy. This is the part of the show where you can share. Well, where'd my picture go? This is where you can ask me anything you want to about, what's going on in the world of Star Wars. Pardon me, I don't know where my picture went. Where'd my picture go? I know I'm there somewhere. There I am. Ha! I'm back. All right, so what do you want to ask me today? What do you want to? You can ask me about Star Wars. You can ask me about podcasting. You can ask me about what's going on in the world of Star Wars. Anything you want to do. Tyler says not Star Wars related, but did you watch WandaVision? Yes. So we, of course, when The Mandalorian was coming on, we had Mando mornings, and Mason and I would get up super early and watch them on Fridays. And then Deanna said, why don't you call them Marvel mornings or Marvelous mornings? So that's what we did. We had a Marvelous morning. We woke up early, watched the first 2 episodes, and we absolutely loved the show. It's great. One of the top things that Marvel has done, which is saying a lot, considering how excellent the Marvel Cinematic Universe is. WandaVision is fantastic. They're half-hour long. Each episode goes through a different decade of TV sitcoms, but there's always something more going on behind the scenes, and it's brilliant stuff. Kato says that I am one with the Force. Well, thank you, Kato, and likewise, my friend. LJ says, why'd you shave? It's thrown the whole show into disarray. It's true. Well, I mean, LJ, really, I just have to sneeze a couple times. It'll grow back. It doesn't take very long, but I just wanted to try it. I had a teacher, Mr. Keogh, who inspired me to be a teacher, and he always had different facial hair stuff, and I always kind of like that in the back of my brain. So just trying some fun stuff. I think that's it. Alex says, are you planning on going back to Galaxy's Edge this year? Well, gosh, Alex, I would sure hope to. I don't know what's going to happen. And, of course, we're at school and everything like that, but it sure would be fun. What about you? Are you going to Galaxy's Edge this year? I mean, I know I feel bad for people in California. I mean, the coronavirus, of course, has really turned the world upside down, but it's really hit California particularly hard. So if you are on the West Coast wanting to go to the Galaxy's Edge, it's going to be a long time. So Florida's the only option. So hopefully people are able to go because it's pretty fun. Eric, much to learn. We still have much to learn. We all still have. I understand, buddy. Packers or Buccaneers? So on Saturday night, I said to my wife, I think the Bills and the Packers are going to be in the Super Bowl based on how they're playing this weekend. So I think it'd be great to see Tom Brady go to the Super Bowl again for the 10th time? Yeah, the 10th time. But the Packers are playing really good. It's going to be a great game. I mean, Tom Brady's playing great. He's 43 years old and he's got 45 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? But Aaron Rodgers is playing at the top of his game. And I mean, they're both easy first ballot Hall of Famers. So it's going to be fun. Tyler says, are you going to try mutton chops like Lemmy from Motorhead? Yeah, there you go. I could do that easily. I had kind of a Tony Stark thing going on, but I chickened out at the last minute. Mary says, ouch, too soon for us Saints fans. Yep, Mary, the Saints had a lot of fun. They're a great team. Their defense is great. But who knows? Who knows what they'll be next year? I can't imagine Drew Brees will come back, but he's awesome. LJ says we've seen enough Brady in the Super Bowl. Well, he's been in a lot. Yeah, 9 times is pretty spectacular, winning 6 of them. Wow, this became a sports podcast. How about that? Ask Dan Z Sports. I love that. I'm a big sports fan. Eric's a Patriots fan, so he gets Eric. You've seen a lot of great football, my friend. Hats off to you. I'm not someone who doesn't like somebody because they're great. I mean, I'm a Michael Jordan fan, so I think greatness should be applauded because it's awesome. It's awesome to see. It's fun. Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we wrap up the show again this week on CWK Pour Over? We had a fun one. Actually, we didn't talk about that yet this week, did we? But Pour Over this week, it'd been since the summer of last year, but we do a Dungeons & Dragons recap of what's going on with our characters. The response is actually quite nice. Everybody was excited to hear more about what we've been doing in our campaign. So again, if you're a member of the CWK Alliance, you get exclusive access to the CWK Pour Over show. And the members of the CWK Alliance get that special show on video or on audio, depending on the level of contribution you give each and every week. But the CWK Alliance is great. We're also offering a Coffee with Kenobi CWK Alliance black stocking hat. The what a beanie. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having a hard time with these pesky words tonight. But yeah, there's a CWK Alliance beanie that is out there. You can check it out on our webpage, coffeewithkenobi.com, or you'll see it on Facebook or Twitter. And of course, you can find links to that in the CWK Cafe. Got a few more questions here from people. Ben wants to know what's my favorite part of the new hotel in Disney World. The Star Wars hotel, I think you're talking about. Well, it's hard to say because we haven't seen too much yet, but what I have seen, I really like that you can look out the window and it looks like you're looking into space. I think that's really cool. And when you get in the elevators to go up to the lobby, they're going to shake like the old hydrolators at Epcot, so I think that's pretty neat. Jimmy points out another birthday mention for James Earl Jones. He's 90 years old today. Isn't that incredible? Eric wants to know if there's any new Star Wars acquisitions. Well, let's see. Actually, not really. I can't really see right now, but I posted in the CWK Cafe. I have all my card Mandalorian figures on the wall now too, so that was pretty fun to do. Daniel wants to know how the beanie sale is going. It's going well. It's not exploding like the CWK trucker hats did for the CWK Alliance, but they're going okay. We need to sell, I think, 25 to get them go to print, and we've only sold like 5 so far. So hopefully it will pick up quite a bit. Brian wants to know if I've played any of the Star Wars RPG adventures. I haven't, but Tom Gross was actually talking about that at lunch last week, and he was saying how much fun it is. Not as fun as D&D, but still fun. So, have you, Brian? I'd love to know what it's like. Tyler says, I need to listen to that proverb. I'm a superhero-style D&D game with some friends. Oh, what's it called? I bet that's really fun. And tell us about your superhero character. That would be cool, too. All right, well, hey, everybody. It's been great fun, of course, spending this week with you, talking some Star Wars. Cato just bought Beating number 6. Well, Cato, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, now that I think about it, I need to buy mine, too. So I should probably get up on that. So, be sure that you get your top 5 ready for next week. Remember, top 5 is going to be your top 5 favorite Yoda moments. And that can be from any of the films, from the Clone Wars, from Rebels, from comics, all that good stuff. There's a lot of good ones to choose from. Meantime, may the Force be with you. Again, be sure to join us each and every week on Coffee with Kenobi this Thursday. You're going to hear my conversation with Charles Soule, the author of Light of the Jedi. You will not want to miss that one. Be sure, by the way, we mentioned Galaxy's Edge a little bit ago. If you're thinking about planning a vacation to Walt Disney World or anywhere you feel comfortable traveling, be sure to go to MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, the official travel partner of Coffee with Kenobi. They will help get you set up for the best, safest travel, the best hotels, the best food. They really are tremendous. We've used them for trips to Florida, California, New York, San Diego, all over the place. And you really can't do much better than them. LJ subtly says, join the Patreon, you cowards. Very subtle, LJ. We're still deciding on our PR, but we'll let you know. Mary, have a great week to you. Mason, I'll see you very soon. Tyler says, mutants and masterminds. My character is called Abrasion. They can control sand. Well, that sounds pretty fun. LJ, you have a great week. Thanks, of course, everybody for joining us. Alex's great episode. Thanks to you and everybody who joined us. Thank you so much. Daniel, we will see you next week. Dave, hey Dave, good to have you, man. Dave, you should follow Dave on Twitter. He's got some of the best pictures of his Star Wars collection. He's got a great collection. He just finished Light of the Jedi, and he said it was so good. Cato has a Star Wars cookbook with a recipe for Yoda soda. Not made with real Yoda. Thank you, Cato, for clarifying that. Ross, see you later, man. Hope you had a good one, and good luck with everything. Tyler, have a good week for you. And Cato, you are so welcome. Again, while you're thinking and talking about Light of the Jedi, be sure to go to Penguin Random House Audio to download the latest Star Wars books on audio. They are a proud sponsor of Coffee with Kenobi. We're very happy to work with them. Mark Thompson reads Light of the Jedi. It is a great one to listen to. So, hey, have a great one, everybody. I am almost out of words, so I will see